Well, good morning, folks, on this miserable day here in London, UK. So, I briefly made a remark in the previous video about the difference between the UK and America, and I didn't really want to elaborate on it too much because I didn't want to make the previous video too long. So I'm going to talk about the difference between the UK and America in this video. Okay, first difference between the US. Listen, I've been to America 9 times. Admittedly, I've only been to New York City and parts of Pennsylvania, Scranton and Mount Pocono. However, let's talk about London and New York, for example. Right. The first difference I noticed is here in London, we mix a hell of a lot more than they do in New York City. What do I mean by that? I mean our neighborhoods. Our so-called black neighborhoods compared to a black neighborhood in New York is the difference between night and day. When I was in Crown Heights in Brooklyn, New York, I might as well have been in my parents' island of Grenada for the amount of white people I saw. I could have easily stood on the high street or the main road. I don't know what's your terminology in America for high street, but let's call it the main road. I could have stood on that main road for a good 10 minutes and not see a white person go past me. Easy, easy. Whereas our so-called black neighborhoods here in London, be it Tottenham, Hackney, if you want to call that a black neighborhood, our so-called black neighborhoods, it's multicultural. It really is. It just happened to have a lot of black people there, but it isn't just a purely black neighborhood. That's the difference. It really isn't. Harlesden, for example, in northwest London, by comparison, it's multicultural. If I stood on the street for 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, I'd stay for a minute, I'd see a white person, Asian person, be it Far East Asian or South Asian, I'd see them go past me within 5 minutes. Easy, easy. So that's the difference. Secondly, a major difference, again, if I'm driving down the road here in the UK and the police are behind me, death is not on the radar. This is my thought process here in the UK. I look at my mirror, see the police behind me. My thought process would be, is all my paperwork all in order? Tick, it's all in order. Have I done anything illegal? No, I haven't. Tick, I haven't done anything illegal. Is everything on my vehicle in working order? Is the lights okay? Is the tires, are they at legal standard? And tick, everything is at a legal standard. I'm fine. Okay. So the next thought is, for the next however long they're behind me, I'm just going to make sure I don't do anything silly for them to give them an excuse to stop me. And even if they did stop me, death is not on the menu. I wouldn't even think I'm going to die today. Whereas when my daughter asked me to pick her up from the airport, which I had to use her car, I was thinking, I do it because you're my daughter. I love you, because my daughter lives in America. I thought, I'm really not happy about driving in America because, okay, maybe my British accent might save me. I don't know. Maybe, maybe if I come across the wrong police officer, I don't know. But the possibility that I could get shot if I get pulled up in the wrong part of the road, or if I'm in a quiet neighborhood, or if I'm in the middle of nowhere and I'm unlucky enough to come across the wrong police officer, that could be my arse right there. That's the difference in the UK and America. So why I say all of this is, if I was in the environment of America, where the system so overtly against you, I'm not saying things here in the UK is a utopia and we have things perfect. Yeah, we have our problems here as well. But compared to you guys in America, we don't have it nowhere near as bad as you guys have it over there, not by a long shot. So if I was in a inner city such as New York or Baltimore or Atlanta, and the system was overtly against me, so then I would probably be more inclined to stick with my own. My mentality would be like, well, why would I risk? Because even me as a traveler, when I'm here in the UK, I have no problem dating outside my race. White women is not my preference, by the way. White Anglo-Saxon women is not my preference. I prefer, to be honest with you, more of a darker hue, i.e. Mediterranean, Latina, Middle Eastern, or red bone black, right? However, once my ass is in America, white women are well off the menu unless I'm in somewhere like New York and they've given me some serious choosing signals and there's a chance of having some fun. Yeah, I'll take it. But to have a white woman long term in America, I'm thinking, yeah, but what if I now want to travel across America with her? I think, ooh. So I'm the opposite. When I'm in America, again, maybe it's my British accent. The reaction I get from the sisters, maybe because of my British accent, is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times better than the sisters here in the UK. So I'm more inclined to chat to the sisters in America because the response is so much better. Same with the Latinos. Mind you, unless you're in South London, like a place such as Stockwell or whatever, we don't have much Latinos here in the UK. But all the same, so when I'm in America, white women is not as high up on the menu as it is here in the UK, because my impression of America is their racist, their race issues is much more overt than here in the UK. Whereas here in the UK, I'm much more safer to date outside my race and walk down the road and I'm more or less going to be in peace. So that is the difference between here in the UK and out there in America. And not also, I've got to mention as well, white women here, or women, non-black women, outnumber black women here in the UK. And when it comes to white women in particular, they are more overt in showing a man that they're interested in him than the sisters. So as a result, men being men, we're going to take it if it's offered. So if you've got more women throwing themselves at you, giving you more choosing signals openly than the sisters, I'm not saying the sisters don't get any love, but hence why London is the global capital of interracial dating. So I hope this makes some sense. I'll try to make this video as short as I can, but I've got a lot of information to unpack on this, so I do apologize if it's not a short video. Anyway, any questions, leave a comment in the comment section and I'll deal with them. Thank you very much. Okay, bye.